What is up, DTube Steam blockchain? So today I want to talk about the what I'm gonna call the token streaming concept. So when I look at Steam blockchain and when I look at posts and I look at the rewards they are getting, for me it seems as it started off as we're gonna have these we're gonna have humans that do everything manually. Most of the reward system is going to be these manual humans that goes and checks for something, and then they're going to vote on it. But how it actually seems to be working out is it's more being streamed. It's more like you have these content creators, and they have many of them have like a schedule of how they upload their content, and then most of the rewards, people that like some specific kind of content, they already kind of subscribe to that content in a way where what I mean with subscribe is you can call it subscribe when someone votes on your stuff regularly. So some have set up systems that do that. Some goes in here and there and votes on something. But if you would map this out, it's fairly predictable after you've been here a few years. You sort of know kind of what kind of rewards you're gonna get, and it's fairly consistent, I would say. So it almost works more as value is being streamed down to specific creators, and the token streaming is kind of fascinating to use the word. I've never heard someone use streaming for tokens. But as a content creator, when you've been creating content on Steam blockchain for over 2 years, it really feels a lot like it's streaming because you're really getting paid like 24/7. It's not like it's not like one payment every week or one payment every 30 days. It's like it's on all the time. So if you made a post during the night and it got some rewards, you're gonna get that reward stream out to you 7 days later at that kind of time. So the streaming concept is kind of fascinating. So there are a lot of buzzwords floating around in this industry. Some are saying earning, some are saying yeah, you can buy low, sell high, and all of these. But the streaming concept is fascinating because I think it's more accurate, and even these new token systems that are coming, where you're getting the inflation rewards, and you're also getting the inflation rewards on Steam blockchain. So for example, let's say a person has 1000 Steam and they vote on some stuff, they are getting a cut of that reward pool as well. So they're also getting those rewards streamed to them. And there are also a bunch of other blockchains that are doing that with, like, if you have more stake, you're being streamed rewards during the time that you stake. And it's kind of interesting because I think it's going to move more and more into these, that people are going to consider these concepts more and more. I talked to my brother, and I was questioning him a little bit about how Xbox games are today. And he said that at the moment today, and Apple is also doing this, they're doing streaming subscription for games. So you pay like a super small fee, $5 to $10 per month, and you get access to all of these kind of cool games, and you don't really have to think about doing anything specific, which is kind of cool. And obviously this is how everything's moving. Netflix, Spotify, everything is like moving towards more streaming. You can even do this with books. So for example, I wanted to read the Age of Access book, which was a book that came out year 2000, and on, I think, archive.org, they have you can actually you can rent the book. You can rent a digital book for like 7 days or something like that, and it actually works, and is kind of interesting. So everything, like literally everything, seems to sort of move towards this more liquid kind of streaming mode. And I would say that tokens also, that though they should also be categorized in many ways, with especially with Steem blockchain, that especially also should be kind of in many ways looked at as tokens are being streamed to you if you're doing something. Like you can really do anything, like any kind of content that you're doing, but that it's when people are thinking about it, maybe earning, it sounds like it's gonna be way harder. But I think when people are considering more from like a streaming sort of way, then it feels like more people maybe can do it. I think many people would agree with that, because earning seems to, it sounds so complicated, or it sounds more complex, I would say, than value being streamed. So yes, sometimes you get less, sometimes you get more, but those highs and the lows, they really balance out. So you get this like streaming flow of tokens eventually. And this is obviously something that's going to be pushed further in the future. For example, on Steem blockchain, what you can do is you can have an auto claim function with certain tools. So you don't have to always like click on like get the rewards, because you have to click a button usually for that. And then probably what is going to happen is people eventually probably going to develop tools where you can already do this in Token Pocket, where you can schedule a transaction to happen automatic. This means that eventually, I don't really think humans are gonna they're probably not gonna do that many transactions, because they can just set up a system that does that automatically for them according to the rules that they set to the network. But then you also more and more, then the underlying technology layer also moves them more and more towards streaming. Some people also call this, of course, automation, but I really love the word streaming because it sounds more fun, I think. I'm not sure if other people are like me, but I kind of enjoy like seeing token flows from one token system to another. It's kind of interesting, I think. So it's very, very interesting that we have like we have like we have we have poor systems of streaming, which I would call, for example, on Twitter, you can click the heart symbol, you can heart something, or on Instagram, you can click the heart symbol and you can like something. And you can do that on Facebook also. You can click the like or click on emoji. I would say that that is poor versions of streaming, because you're not really you're not really you're not really connecting with that other node in the network or human or whatever it is. You're not really connecting with them in a value-based way, I would say. And what I mean is it's a very poor version of value, I would say. Well, it's really taking it up a notch with token streaming. Now, I'm not sure exactly how token streamings are going to develop further, but I did a video about, for example, OpenSea, which is a decentralized marketplace for Ethereum ERC-721 tokens, and how you can use that in this new Night Story game. And I talked a lot about how much I love EOS Dynasty and those reward system and how that works. How it's using the EOS blockchain, and you can stream those tokens to and stream. I mean, just transfer to another token-based systems, but it feels a lot like streaming. And I saw also that League of Legends, the game developer behind that, I can't recall what they're called, but they're going to do a mobile game of that this year. So they're going to do a mobile game of their highly successful desktop game, and eventually it seems like those games also are going to be tokenized. So you're going to have all of these games and the value in all of these games, and it's all going to be tokenized. And then you're going to have gaming, streaming, in a way bigger scale than what we have seen in the past. And then you can like it's really all about connecting all these networks together, all these different communities together, all these different industries together, and try to make them run on similar systems. And the more efficient you can make this token stream flows, we can see where the value is, what people enjoy, especially when they are running on more open systems, and we can see what humans are, how they're using intelligence, and what they find the most interesting. So we can do amazing stuff, but if people are not, maybe people don't find some specific thing interesting and some other thing takes off. So it's a lot of industry sort of experimentations right now, which is kind of cool as well. And one thing you notice when you're earning tokens and you're getting like stream tokens, when you're getting a few tokens per day, it's like it feels it's way more smooth to just operate in this new system. So if you want to get another token, you can very easily get that, and you don't always have to move like fiat value, like USD or euro value, from the old system into this new system, because that is like, it's very complex, because the gateway keeper there, or you always have to use some third-party source, which usually they're still horrible 2020. So it's very annoying to move from the old system to the new system. But if you're getting value streamed in the new system, it's very fun. It's very fun to be more engaged in a new system and see what's happening and see what is actually getting, what is actually having value, and what does actually work right now. Yeah, it's interesting. It's very interesting, and I don't see this like trend stopping. See, for example, with Facebook, all these low quality videos of cute cats and everything, and they just want you to watch more ads and everything. And ads are also moving into that kind of streaming aspect, where they want to get you into a mode where you watch as many ads as possible, and they want you to stream you to them, so you don't have to even click. This is the big trend, that they don't even want you to click. So clickbait was a big era 10 years ago. Now it's moving more towards streaming or like scrolling. So everything, like literally every single industry, is moving into this streaming aspect of things, which is kind of interesting, right? Because stuff is happening, cool things is happening, and people don't have to click so much. They don't have to do so much manual things anymore. That's kind of interesting. So it's going to be a big thing in this coming decade here, the coming 10 years. It's the streaming aspect or the automation aspect, and it can go in many ways, right? Because I think that when more people start to explore all these technologies, they become more curious. They want to see, well, if we already can do this now, then what kind of cool things can we do in a few years? You know, it's interesting. So yeah, that's what I want to talk a little bit about today. Have a great day, DTube and the Steem blockchain. Bye bye.